Welcome back to Satisfactory. And our plan to get to the next tier is working, but it's not quite working as fast as I like. So today we're going to speed it up and we're going to create a whole new building specifically for reinforced iron plate, or rather the precursor for this modular frame. You can see it takes 3 reinforced iron to make it, but we need 400 of it. Now, if we were running at full speed, we would get 4 per minute using one of these machines. We're not running at full speed because you can see here we aren't supplying enough reinforced iron plate. So there we go, 4 per minute. So it would take me 100 minutes if we had enough reinforced iron plate. So I built another building. Yep, these buildings are looking a bit samey, so that paint gun may become in handy fairly soon. However, I think it is actually looking a lot better when you actually start to move into these buildings. They just look, I don't know, they just look great as far as I'm concerned. Let's get on top of here. So we're getting enough motors. We've already filled the motor requirement, so we don't technically need motors. And if you look back on what motors actually require, it needs rotors and stators, or stators. I did get a comment saying it's stator. Depends where you're from, I guess. I'll just say stator for this episode, and then I'm sure they'll be happy and everyone else will be angry. Anyway, that takes up screws, and of course it's the screws that basically, yeah, are more in need for absolutely everything. You can see we're already on level 3 belt there, and up to a few different levels in that building. I may need to increase it further, but we have enough to get started with, and those screws are going to be coming across to basically manufacture reinforced iron. So if we go back through here, we need to basically get iron plates and screws into here, and we have both of those in 2 different buildings dedicated specifically for plate and screws. So I don't need to do anything outside. I don't need to do anything special on the inside, other than try to fit in as many of these assemblers as we actually can, which is a different problem entirely, which is a nice problem to have. Let's just see how many of these we can actually fit. So assemblers, there we go. So we knew, I have everything I need to make a couple of them. That's nice. Makes a change. So the input side is going to be on this side that I am in right now. Output's going to be to the back, like normal. I did make a mistake maybe with the screw building in that the output is on the other side, not on this side. Otherwise, I could have just fed them in right here. However, we can fix that later. And in fact, I can just take down these stairs now just to clear a little bit of space, because that's probably the space we're going to need to get everything done. I already already sorted most of these. Someone did say, yeah, instead of using these up there, you can use walkways, and we probably will shift to those. Actually, they do kind of look nicer high up on buildings rather than these foundations. Can we actually make the walkways just yet? I think I fully researched them. Walkways, I think they're at the bottom of one of the thing. Yeah, walkway T-crossing, walkway turn, walkway straight, etc., and ramp crossing. So what do you actually look like? Can I attach them to the side of buildings? No, it looks like I can only attach them to the side of foundations. We'll figure that out later. Anyway, screws and plates we already have, and we know they're coming in this way. I've upgraded this plate line to level 3, so you can see clearly our plate building is not supplying them at level 3 rates just yet. However, both of these will then filter off into this building once we have it up and running. So if we have the input on this side, we are going to need to then just get everything assembled, as you might expect. And let's see how much room we have to play with. If I just put one down there, and one right next to it. Oh, missing cable 10. Let me just build a craft bench here, rather than me running back to the central thing every so often. I can never remember what it's called, the hub. Cable. Yeah, let's just make a few. I'm always short of cable. Never exactly sure why I don't just make a whole bunch of it, but there we go. One assembler. Let's just see how much room we have to play with. Yeah, doesn't matter, they're the wrong way around. So we have 2 alongside, and there is room for a belt, maybe? Conveyor pole? If I just put one here. There's room for 1 alongside them, but there's not a great amount of room either side of them, front to back. We want a stackable design, remember. I'd rather like to get 2 on 1 floor if at all possible, but it still needs to be stackable. So I'm going to need to move them at least 1 for the back, and we also need to have we're going to need to have 2 entrances here, aren't we, for whatever we want. This is going to be actually quite a tough one to fit in 1 floor. Because if we put things, let me just put down, let's get rid of that wall for a second. And if we assume that we're going to go with walls, with one of these, yep, and that's the right way around, good. Then technically we could just go straight in, but we're going to have to split, and that means I'm going to need to have the upper and lower approach to splitting things. If we put down a, that's going to be a problem. These are going to have to be moved across. Okay, if this even will fit, that is. Let's see if it will. Assembler. So the input side is going to be on this side, so that's the right place to put it. Oh, I might have to make this building bigger. I don't want to make it bigger, but we may have to, depending. It's going to be far too close to the back, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to need at least 2 more spaces. So let's just get that 2 more spaces forward. Okay, and then we can put this one down right next to it again. Once it'll let me. There we go. Now, will I have enough room at the back to feed out reinforced iron plate along with a couple of walls here with the doors in them, the conveyor doors? There's the conveyor doors. Probably. In fact, I may even have 1 extra room there. Let's just put a splitter in and let's see if we can get this moved as close to the back as possible. And let's see if this fits. So not a merger, a splitter. In fact, no, it is going to be a merger because this is the back. So that's fine. It's going to be merged to there. I can't move it any further across. Because it just won't attach. I've done that before. I wish they did attach right next to this, but unfortunately they don't. So there's our mergers, and of course we can filter them out either way. That's about the minimum amount of room that we can actually have, which means this is all we've got to play with at the front. These are in exactly the only places they can go to. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to fit, to be honest, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Okay, so this building is going to be a bit weird. It's really going to be a bit weird. I'll warn you now, there's no real way. I can't get 2 in, and I almost can't get even 1 into this building. To get into a 3x3 building, that assembler is so large that to get 2 inputs into the start of the machine, well, there's a bit of a problem. There's a problem with steepness, there's a problem with clearance, and all kinds of other things. So I've had to go 1 above and 1 underneath, like this. And we may be able to just shift. In fact, can I just shift that around? I think I probably can. If I just do this, get a... basically a one there, and I get another one here. What's the minimum kind of radius we can get on that? Can we actually get this to here, this to here? We can. Good. So that we can get them at least opposite each other, and that's fine, except I've got these going the wrong way, but nothing's perfect. There you go. So that needs to go that way. Yep, that needs to go that way. Nice to go that way. Okay, so you see 1 above 1, because we need both of these into this side like this. They can't go next to each other, they just don't fit right. I've tried, and the problem I have is just the connection being too short between an exit of this and an entrance to a machine. I just can't get them to connect to each other. Please, developers, please have it so that these can just directly insert, so they'll merge just like putting 2 of those mergers on top of each other like that. Okay, and we can have them just going directly into a machine instead of needing a belt in between them, or have it so that you can actually connect a belt between 2 things that are really close, basically internally. Those would be both good. Anyway, we have the essential 2 inputs here, 1 up there and 1 down here. They'll both now go into the machine. Okay, and we'll set the machine up to do reinforced iron plate. So it's now going to ask for plates and screws. Good. And then you'll see the plates will go, or screws, whichever one we put through on this, will go out and out here, which can go upstairs via a lift. And then now we can't do this one because you can't get out of that one and then down here. I've tried that, so we have to do a little bit something a little bit weird here. For the bottom floor, we are fine doing it this way. For the upper floors, we'll have to arrange the upper floors a little bit differently. However, we've got the machine input going this way, and then the other one that's got to go upstairs is going to go this way and out what would normally be the sort of product side of the building. In this case, however, the product side of the building is going to come out this side, obviously, and over here is going to go, or come back down that side of the building. So we are still okay as far as this is concerned, but we're going to need to deal with the opposite on the upper floor. All we'll need to do is bring, let's say we had well, let's just get rid of this. So if it's 3 or is this going to be 3 or 4? Let's say assume it's 4 tall. So 4 tall means that, and on the 5th or 6th one, if I just get rid of you, so that's 3, 4, and then that one, okay, is where the lift's going to come in. And if we just put a wall conveyor right there, it's going to need to come around sort of this direction and do the opposite. It's going to come into this, and then from this, it's going to go down, etc. And we'll have to rearrange it so that maybe, you know, it'll be alternating every stackable layer and stuff like that. But other than that, everything should be okay, I would imagine. Will you actually clear you? Can you actually get it in like a 3 tall instead of a 4 tall? It looks like we can. Okay, so that's going to be 1 too high now, but that's fine. Okay, and then we'll have this. There we go. So there's our floor. It only deals with 1 assembler. There's just not enough room. You could possibly get 2 assemblers if you went to a 4x3 building. I didn't want to do that because all my other buildings are 3x3. It'd put the grid layout really off. So if you're building this from scratch before you get to this video, you might want to go by 4x4 buildings instead of 3x3 buildings if you want them nice and symmetric. How many? So we got 68. We need a lot more than 68. Let's just see how many more do we need. We need about 312. So yeah, I need to get this up and running now, which is should be as simple as just feeding in whatever the inputs are. So it needs power, but that's going to be a trivial issue. Iron plates and screws. How are we going to get which one's which? It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Screws are on that line there. Iron plates are here, and again, it just doesn't matter. So why don't we just put for a splitter on this line here? Okay. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Okay, and then we'll just put a connecting piece, a conveyor pole. Let's put it about here. Okay, and it's going to need to go up to actually get to this upper layer, if that's where we're going to put it, and we probably are. So let's just get that up 1, and you're going to go into there. I'll tidy up the angles later. For now, it's more important that it just receives goods. Whoops, receives goods. Yep, there we go. And we can probably change that to level 3 belt because it's going to need it. And then in here, what I have to watch here is I did a little bit of rearranging to get this to work. I just want to make sure that it actually still works. It doesn't. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, this is the other thing I have problems with. Okay, so this right here collides with the wall. So if I put this in first, I can't put the wall back. So I have to have the wall back first before I can put this in, and then with the wall being there, trying to get this conveyor belt to attach is there. You see, like that, and then it will actually attach. Hopefully that will then come out. I need to reconnect this side as well. It's so annoying to get this thing. It's like a Tetris game, unintentional because of bugs. But otherwise, it is more like a Tetris game. And there we go. We've got screws coming in. And make sure it's all upgraded to level 3. And there we go. So that's ready. And then the plates will be a lot easier. The plates just have to come out to here. So we need to choose on that sort of line where we want our conveyor for plates to be coming. If I have it here, then whoops. Then we should be able to go and connect and bring it up to the next level up. Bringing it there, something like that. Let's put it alongside this one. Is that square? Yeah, it's nice and square. Okay, and we can bring this all over here. and connect to this instead of going to that machine. So we need to do some other bits and pieces. For now, I'm just going to put a splitter back. Oh, do we have a splitter? We do, but it's all occupied. And it's being fed by level 3 belts. It's really quite fast if you stand on this belt. So I'm going to need another splitter, aren't I? Yeah. We need more iron plate at some point soon. This level 3 belt is exhausting that factory. Okay, I'm going to put a splitter in and then we'll get it sent over there. And that's all now connected up. Temporarily, the output of this entire building, or I said this entire building, this one assembler inside a building, is hooked up back to this modular frames. So it says that we've got a merger here, and it's just merging both this existing assembler, which is making the same thing, and the new one inside the building. So technically, we don't need this assembler anymore, which means, well, in fact, then we can get rid of the merger, because that's fine. And let's just get rid of you as well. So let's just put this down out here. Okay, and we don't really need any kind of level 3 belt there. Oh, don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. That's going to just have to really annoy me. So I'm just going to move this back a little bit. There we go. There we go. And will you connect? Yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, so in comes the ingredients, which means I don't need this line anymore, and I don't need this line anymore. So technically we can just switch that other one. We don't need the other merger before. Sorry, splitter, I should say. But we can leave it where it is and just recover all of this, and all of this, and all of you. So we don't need you at all. And then I can just go for level 3 belt all the way from here to wherever that was going. It's clearly going somewhere. Did I really not send it anywhere else? Huh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. At least we have it available. And yeah, so that should be everything sorted now. We've got our input for the building, times 2, screws and plates. And our outputs come out here for the moment into this modular frames. This is our only one, but then we can't keep up with the reinforced iron plate demand just yet. So now I just need to go and put another story in here, and then we'll have basically 2 machines going. And we'll see if we can get things looking a little bit nicer. And the next story up is now in, so that is the output going into the input on this bottom floor, coming out, and then going back around. If you have a better way of getting them in all at the same time, all on one side and the same on the next floor up, do let me know. I'm more than happy to see them in the comments. But otherwise, that is going to work just fine. If we just pop upstairs, you'll see what I mean. It's pretty much the same assembler layout inside. It's just the actual, it's just the belts that differ. So let's just head up here. Should just put another one of these in for each building. I think that's going to be, oh no, no, oh no. I shouldn't move while I'm flying through the air. In fact, how does that even work? That's not even physics. Okay. Well, unless I have a wingsuit or something. Anyway, moving on. We have, yeah, same assembler in here. So in comes the screws from this side. So instead of going out that side, they come in that side. And then down they go here into the machine, where they are constructed into reinforced iron plates. So that's that done. And then that will then, of course, feed out here into this same machine. So we have both assemblers going. We're starting to replace other machines out here, which is good. Eventually this should just be buildings, and each building will output a certain thing, and of course we can scale upwards if we need to get more of said thing. So here I've turned off motors and rotors because we don't need them. We've finished that as far as tier 5 and 6 is concerned. I already have like a few, about 2 or 3 stacks down here. Yeah, 2.5 stacks, so I don't necessarily need the motors just yet, which means that the screws are all dedicated. You see they've stopped here, so they're backing up, and they're going to go this way out to that whole building. Why are you being constrained? Are you being constrained because... Why? Why won't you go faster than that? Unless that is just... Oh, that's why. Yeah. Don't forget to upgrade all of your belts. Otherwise, that won't work too well. There it goes. That's much better. Okay. Are you now working? And how about the outside? Well, I can't really tell without going up again, but that should be everything we need to upgrade it. And that means I can probably... Well, we've got 9 more. I'm not going to show the rest of this on camera because, hey, that's just crazy. But we have, well, nearly half of our supply of modular frames. At this point, I'm just going to leave it running one day and then just come back to it when it's finished. We can continue to escalate that up, but that also is going to need more and more screws, etc. So play with those as you actually will, and we'll see where we go from there, really, once that's done. So if you remember, I was talking about the colour gun earlier, and we can actually make the ammunition for this. Lots and lots of the ammunition for this, it seems. Let's just get some of that, and there we go. So 100 of that. I've already made the gun itself. It's just made from colour gun. It's just usual bits and pieces. There's nothing special there. So if I just switch to that, we can reload said colour gun. It's just this paint gun, really. I would like to be able to choose the colour of this thing, though. Does it actually give me any kind of choice? Yes, it does. And we can edit those choices. So, what colours are we going to choose? Well, for the basic stuff, I probably want to colour the buildings that are basically mining, which are these ones back here. Something to do with the colour. So, well, this is kind of the right colour anyway, but can we actually just, is there any decent presets for that? Well, yeah, why don't we look at that one? Well, that's, can I not select color? Yeah, select color. How about you? That didn't help. Can I not spray paint the walls? Clearly not. How about the floor? No. Seems like I can spray paint other things. That's no good. Is it only the other type of walls that we can actually spray paint? I've never actually tried it with these ones. Let's just try it with this one, and let's see what that allows me to do. So, yeah, I can spray paint these walls, but not those walls, it seems. Oh, that's such a shame. Why? Why? The walls, you can spray paint them. That's what they are. Let me just double check. Let me just put down a wall over here. Can I actually spray paint you? No, this is invulnerable to spray paint. Why? Why do I have to use these ones? Okay, fine. So I guess I'm not spray painting, at least not without changing the walls out. And can we actually change the walls out easily? No, we cannot. So that's a bit of an idea that's shelved for another day. We're having industrial steel buildings, and I've learned a lesson. Never trust this developer. Never trust them to be consistent. Yeah, anyway, that's enough for that. And I've been doing a little bit of climbing, and we got some raw quartz here, so why don't we just pick that up? Not that I think I'm going to need it just yet. There isn't going to be some kind of spot underneath that we can get the quartz from, I don't think. And we can't even actually scan for it right now, so just finding it randomly in the middle of nowhere is fine. I'll show you where it is in a second, once this is going to give up. Yep, there we go, it's given up. So there is my ramp up to the coal generators, and you can see them over there. So below me is oh, I think we got a crash site coming up. Yeah, hopefully. There you can see our sort of concrete building. So if you come over here past these things, across this kind of ravine, and then you come up here to the top of this sort of structure. So it's a pretty tall mountain. I saw something up here, so it's worthwhile me going investigating. When I say something up here, I mean something more than just that quartz. I didn't even see the quartz. So I'm just going to go and maybe put another foundation in. Around about here should do. And can I actually make it up? No, nearly. A little bit more height, I think. Yeah. And up there. I think this is the top level. Hopefully. Yeah, looks like there's a crash site. So this is right next to my space elevator. As, you know, as luck would have it. Oh, that doesn't look good. Yeah, they're probably not too friendly, has to be said. So why don't we just get past them as quickly as we can. Yep, and there is our crash site. So this is one of the things we need to actually explore. For this, I'm going to need just a few rotors. Luckily, I had miscellaneous stuff on me, so why don't we just take that, a hard drive. We're going to want that. There we go. So that's our drop pod. And you can also pick up some of the bits and pieces on the floor as well from the various pods. Yeah, I don't really want to play with that guy. Sometimes there is something like stuff like supercomputers and other sort of stuff, circuit boards. Okay, and there. Can we actually get anything with that? Him really not liking us. That is computers. Oh, yep. He It's released a gas cloud. That's no good. Gas clouds are bad. Gas clouds are real bad. But yeah, I'm not getting down from here, am I? Yeah. So I have stuff on me, and I need to get back somehow. So I'm sure I can probably run around a little bit or something and find a way back. But that's the next thing to research, is to get some alternate recipes. And back at the base, we can just choose a hard drive research, which means we can just basically put this in there and hit bean analysis. It takes 10 minutes, and then you get an alternate recipe, or the choice of multiple alternate recipes. We've also got our quartz, and we also, well, we can actually research that actually, so that's worthwhile doing. And some more mushrooms. Basically, getting down is not too hard. You just basically put some foundations in rock faces below you and start jumping down like crazy, and hopefully not dying on the way. So yeah, 10 minutes to go. And by the magic of editing, that looks like it's done, and we get an option. So we're going to have heavy modular frames, we can have rotors, and we can have iron ingots. Basically, we can combine iron and copper to just get more iron. I don't need that, at least not for now. We can also go looking for more iron spots. Rotors, we can make them with steel pipes, and we can make them with wire and make those. Again, I don't have a problem with that. That's just a different ratio, I think. So 9 per minute, so a different amount. And then heavy modular frames. Now, we haven't made heavy modular frames yet, but they are going to be coming soon. You can see the ingredients are all stuff that we've already got ready. So that's going to be coming up. And we have regular modular frames. These and this are all, those are both upstairs from the hub. So these are up by our factory buildings, and then our concrete is upstairs from the hub as well. So all we need to do is ship out our normal modular frames back over this way somewhere and put up a building, and then we'll be able to make that. So I think we're going to take that one. Yep. And then, well, we don't have any more hard drives, but we can put some raw quartz in for basically research. Why not? And let's put that in there as well, so that can go in. And that's 15 minutes, but we'll come back to that next episode and see what we actually get for that. So for now, that does mean we have alternate recipes. Is there anything else that unlocks? Yeah, there we go. There's the alternate recipes. So we get yellow shards. That's something we haven't actually done yet, but yeah, it's just from our existing stuff. And heavy modular frames. We need basically 10 modular frames and everything else we have. But since we're using modular frames for the tier 5 and 6 unlock, yeah, we're not going to actually just need to get this just yet, but it is something that's coming up. So, bit of exploration at the end of the episode. I did mean to cut it off a little bit earlier, but hey, it was just worthwhile getting that stuff from all the way up there on top of that cliff. So if you're following along, you know exactly where it is. And how many more modular frames we've got. I think we need about, we're going to need probably about 200 left now, and I will just close up on this. How many left? And I thought I had more than that. No, okay, never mind. So, yeah, we need about 212 or so, and we should be good to go. Alright, so we'll see you next episode for some more Satisfactory. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up if you have. And the like button does help me with YouTube and its wonderful ranking system, which no one knows anything about. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you've got any suggestions for our rising set of buildings coming up in our factory. Well, our Satisfactory. As always, guys, thanks for watching.